Welcome back to the Modern Day Overthinker podcast. I'm your host, Colin. Today's episode, tonight's episode, this morning's episode, whenever you are listening, this episode is with Shayne Neubert. He is the host of the Shot 30 podcast. He is also a fellow comedian here in the Quad Cities, who I met a couple months ago and have gotten to know. I was able to be on his podcast, and I needed to have him on mine. He definitely has a story that others can relate to. Disclaimer, he does share very openly about his traumatic experience as a child. So if that does trigger you, I want to let you know in advance before he shares about that. And you hear that on the podcast. He also talks about depression, anxiety, medication, all sorts of things. Dug deep into things. We also got a little light and joked around a little bit. Overall, just a great episode that everyone will enjoy, I believe. If you don't enjoy it, let me know or don't listen. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in and continuing to keep up with the episodes. I will continue to have more guests and keep this thing rolling. So for now, enjoy this episode with Shayne. Welcome, everybody, to the Modern Day Overthinker podcast. I appreciate you tuning back in. Today's episode is with the Shot 30 podcast host, Shayne Neubert. I really appreciate you being on, man.
Thank you, dude.
Welcome.
I'm so excited. This is like so professional
Dude,
in here.
I love this place, man.
I do. It's so clean, and I like it. It's nice and cold in here.
It's freezing in here. I was going to warn you. I was like, I figured he'd be wearing a hoodie. You'd be wearing a hoodie anyway, so you're safe.
Yeah, we're safe. I got my fuzzy socks on, too.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
I should have done that. Everybody needs more fuzzy socks in their life.
Do you like those toe socks that they make?
I've never tried them, but I think I won't.
I don't think so. And those shoes, too.
Though I've seen those, I'm like, no.
Those are gross.
They weird me out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, where's your toe jam going if it's not? I mean, it's mushed in that little crevice on each one.
I'm not a foot guy anyway.
Yeah, me
I think
either.
we talked about that.
Yeah, I'm not either, but I talk about that a lot.
Yeah. There's definitely some foot guys out there for sure.
Do you know why people have a foot fetish?
No.
Okay, so where your brain, you know how your brain has all those little squigglies, and that's where your thoughts fire back and forth?
Yeah.
Well, where your like sexual attraction towards like physical features or whatever, it is butted up against your thoughts about feet and like socks, shoes, and feet. So that it misfires sometimes right across, and then people mistaken feet for like being attractive or seductive. And that I'm not saying that's a weird thing or anything like that, but that is
I'm
the
not
real life.
like gonna talk down to anybody. It just doesn't. It doesn't calculate with me because it's not for me. It's not my thing.
But people like to buy like smelly socks from people and stuff
Oh, yeah.
like that. It's a real. There's
a
people
market.
people making a living from that.
And like Chris Starman talks about people farting in jars and stuff.
Yeah, but it's real.
It's a real thing. Yep.
Yeah, I think the weirdest one. I heard this story once about this one woman. She was selling her socks and shoes or whatever, and the guy sent it back, and he says it's not stinky enough. And so she's like, what do you mean it's not stinky enough? So this guy pays all over again, but he wanted those socks and those shoes. So she literally just squatted over it and peed in the shoe and then put it back in the bag and sent it over to him, and he loved it.
Whew.
Yeah, but he paid the thing twice.
Some people just have too much money, and they. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
We won't spend too much time on that.
Sorry.
No. We'll transition a little bit. So yeah, we've known each other for just a few months now. I mean, within the comedy world. And you've been doing comedy for how long?
The first time I went up, like 4 years ish, but there was a year that I didn't do it at all, and then there was a year where I only kind of did it.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, I could have maybe I have 1 month of experience total.
Yeah, total mics. If you add up all the mics, yeah.
I've been on more shows than I have been in mics.
That's funny.
I really have. But that's where I struggle too, because I need to go to the mics. I need to be able to do these things. But man, the schedule gets so crazy.
Yeah, because you're married, you have a few kids at home,
3
you got
kids.
the work schedule.
Yeah, an hour to and from work, and then running the podcast and then making time to do the stand-up. I've been gifted with this opportunity to be doing stand-up quite a bit lately, so that really helps. And I kind of fine-tune my stuff for stand-up, in shows, but I spend all that drive time to and from work running my
mentally
sets
preparing yourself
over and over again. I'll play it in the car just over so I have it right.
Yeah. I've been trying to do that more, recording myself beforehand and just listening to it, and then I try not to get too. Are you a person that's like, is it like almost verbatim, like what you listen to, you try to go verbatim, or do you kind of go like have a set like bullet points type of thing? Or
I think I've tried
people
each.
are different.
Yeah, I think I've tried each. But I know when I'm when I'm killing on stage or doing really well when I don't go by the notes anymore.
Exactly.
When I'm starting to improv a little bit in between the sets or bits, and you find that one thing that the room really starts laughing on, and then you're just goofing because you want to stay in that moment. You don't want to go to your next shitty joke.
Exactly.
You know?
'Cause you don't know what's going to land or not.
Yeah. So you want to stay there on that improv world where you're still killing that one joke and just milking for everything it's got.
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yeah, that first laugh is like, I think, me and Zach talked about it. Once you get that first laugh, you're just like, "Whew."
Yeah, because when it doesn't come, man, it's a lonely island up there, dude.
It's,
Just a man in the spotlight.
yeah, and you can say some of the funniest things, and it's just like your timing's all off, and you're just like,
It's embarrassing.
it's awful, but it's just part of the game, man. And that's what we should talk about. How does that affect your anxiety? Because we talked about how you have anxiety. I have anxiety as well. Just going up on stage, do you get that like that rush of anxiety, and then once you're up there for a little bit, then it kind of, or not until the first laugh?
Oh, dude, I'm awful before shows. I don't know if you can
Some
ask.
people can't tell with certain people. I can't really tell with you how anxious you are. I can tell with certain people, and some people will tell you how anxious they are.
Yeah, like Amber Marie. She lets you know.
Who kills?
I know. It's so stupid. This girl, dude, she absolutely kills every time, and she just is terrified. And then walks on stage and just goes, bitch. Like,
Yeah, it
she
just snaps the whole time. It's incredible. Yeah. That's who I was thinking of, too. I'm like, she gets so worked up. And
she's awesome.
she's great. Yeah. And she's so new.
Oh yeah. She said that she did her fourth time the other day, and then did another show. So she's doing the same thing too. She's been like on 4 shows and 3 mics.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but so anxiety wise before a show, I mean, it gets awful to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I want to be here right now. But it's gotten so much better lately. Again, I've really been being on stage quite a bit.
Yeah.
And now I'm really trying to go into the mics and stuff, But yeah, like, I mean, after I don't know. I do 2 things when I'm on stage. One is I start speeding up when I don't hear that laugh, or when people don't understand. I start speeding up. I get more nervous and more nervous. But when I get the laugh, like, I feel so relaxed. And then it's like, for a second, I don't have anxiety or like anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm not nervous, not worried. It's playful. They love me. And that's all we ever want. You want that. And then the second you get that from a whole room, it's impossible to have anxiety, Or you fuck with somebody's anxiety, like Mike Adralis, who has, the bingo idea, incredible.
That bingo thing was so funny.
And he thought that he had killed the hardest he had ever killed in his whole life, which I think equally both play into it. That game was so much fun that it was Mike Adralis bingo for anybody listening.
Yeah.
And where if you named something from one of his sets.
Yeah, because he has some main hitters that he goes with and punchlines, and we just had them all on a bingo card, and it was great.
But do you think he feels anxiety from that after the set's over? Like, oh, were they making fun of me, or was it all playful and love? Like,
I think he thought it was funny, but I don't know. With him, he's a wild card.
I guess I'm not even more saying it towards Mike Adralis. I'm saying, how would you react to that?
It would throw me off, but after I'd be like, that was good. I mean, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think
I would be
most
like,
would do that.
But like, how was my set though? Actually, I would be very like, really though. How was it like, without the laughs about the bingo card? Like, you know, how'd it go?
I went to Mike after that, and I just wanted him to know that Kevin joke legitimately made me hard belly laugh. Like it was amazing because I'd never heard him do that joke.
new
and
one.
It,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
it was
working on
great.
it. Yeah.
And so then, he was working out new stuff that night, but man, we were all so eager in the background.
Yeah, he was doing like almost all new stuff, and we're like, no one's getting anything on the bingo card.
Yeah, it was great though. I mean, that was one of the funnest sets I've watched because of just the room interaction and just it was so silly because he really didn't know what was going on at all.
At that open mic particular, because not everyone will be paying attention at that open mic. Everyone was in this just dead set, all ears for Mike Adrales during his whole
And
set.
so when they're listening to it in that much detail and that much depth, and I mean, he was killing because everybody was laughing.
Yeah. And he was telling new stuff. It wasn't the hits either. Oh man. But as far as anxiety goes, like off stage and like off of comedy, when did you start to really notice that you were anxious, or how does it play a factor in your life?
Man, I can be. I mean, it's played a factor ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And so I know you asked me like what I'm comfortable talking about on here, but
for sure.
a lot of these things stem from, as most people know, I've done an episode about it, but I was molested as a little kid. He was a very powerful figure, a millionaire in the town, and had his nose in everything.
Relative or just somebody?
My football coach.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, it started out this weird thing where he would tell me like I was mowing grass and stuff for anywhere I could go, just to make a little bit extra money.
Yeah.
And so one day I was out in his backyard mowing the grass, and he said, "Hey, I'll give you $50 extra if you do it without a shirt on." And yeah, I thought it was weird, but dude, for a broke kid, we had no money as a kid. And
how old were you at the time?
This was in the 13-ish area.
That's a big come up, $50. Yeah.
Yeah. We had no money. My mom used to give me like IVs and shit as a kid, for like a quarter each because I was so tough. And I don't know what she was doing. She was selling my blood to Dracula or whatever, but she used to give me IVs all the time. And then if I got 4 of them, I could go get a $1 movie at the Family Video. Yeah, it was messed up. She was like doing stuff for the EMTs and didn't know how to do it, so she would just do it on me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, so like I think a lot of that too. I think there was a lot of things, when I was a kid, my parents didn't want me to, like I couldn't cut my hair if I wanted to. It had to be, and this was all the way up to like 15, 16, 17 years old. Like I couldn't have a certain style haircut. Everybody on the football team, and I'm captain of the football team, everybody's getting green mohawks. We made the playoffs. I was the only kid that couldn't. So I would have to do the faux hawk thing where, you spit in your hands, put a little Elmer's glue.
Yeah.
And, those type of things hurt my feelings real bad because all these guys, they all thought I was a loser because I couldn't, that I wouldn't do it. But
what was your parents' reasoning for that?
There was
no reasoning.
Yeah, I mean, they just wanted. I guess they wanted me to look like what they wanted me to look like.
It's a control thing.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of things like that. They wanted. There was a lot of times where there was wealthy friends, and I couldn't really hang out with them because they're rich and we're not. There was that separation. Even I was dating this one girl, and we dated for a long time. I just kept getting told that you can't be with someone like that. You're gonna be broke. You're not gonna go to college. There's like this, and I started to believe it, man. I started to really believe that those were a lot of the things. But then in the middle of that, so the whole. Yeah, so I ended up going in his house. I'm going back to the backyard and
going back, yeah.
But I went in his house and he's like pointing me to this back to go get a glass of lemonade, and I go over there. He locks the front door. I thought that was really weird, And then he sends me into the back room, and then the door locks, and I'm frozen. I have no idea what's going on. And he turns around and he turns this TV on, and it's Girls Gone Wild, and grabs me, and I'll save some like nasty, gritty details. And I walked like to an hour and a half later, I walked out of that house, the most defeated, broken, beaten, miserable, scared human being ever. And I thought to myself, who could I tell? Who in this world can I tell that's going to believe me?
Yeah.
And then I was also afraid,
This guy was probably really looked up to in the community.
Oh, yeah. I mean, massively.
Massively, yeah.
Yeah. And so I had a lot of issues with that, and I really started to struggle. I remember the first time I thought about suicide, I was 15 years old. And I was just thinking about that, and I found a gun in my old childhood house, and I held it to my head for 3 to 4 hours just in the bathroom, staring at myself in the mirror, and I saw nothing back. Blank. I was blank. Yeah.
Damn. 3 to 4. And then what happened? What caused you to be like, I'm not doing that. I can't do this.
Like to not pull the trigger.
Yeah. Do you even know?
Well, I think the first thing was I realized I had an airsoft gun in my hand, and
oh really?
It was one without the orange thing. It was actually a pellet gun.
It would have just hurt really bad.
It would have just really, yeah. And then, but I thought about that a lot for a long time. Like that was just like the first of it, though. You know that those feelings got so much worse, and honestly, if we make it all the way up to the point when my wife ends up saving my life from one of the worst attempts I had. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yes,
your current wife.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she is the most amazing human being, and I would not be anywhere without her.
She is awesome. Yeah. I've had the opportunity to meet her a couple times. So it was really cool. Yeah, you're lucky for sure.
Yeah, and
to say the least.
I was going to tell you. This guy, when I posted that episode, we had gotten so many people that reached out to me of what happened to them with the same guy, and it dates back to like 10, 15 years before it happened to me. And so we have so many stories, and so many people were like, dude, same thing. Or we got some real aggressive stories of people that were like, one guy had sent me a message and he told me that it was okay to say this story, but not okay to say his name. So I'm going to leave that out there. Yeah. But he had went to a quarterback camp. This coach had taken him to this quarterback camp, and where they were, it was in like Notre Dame or whatever. And they were done with it. And he goes, okay, it's time to go back home. Or whatever. And he goes, oh, you know what? Actually, we better get a hotel room. It's going to be a late drive. They get a hotel room. He gets in the shower. The boy gets in the shower. He's in there and he goes to get out, and all of his clothes are gone. All the towels are gone. And he's like, just peeking his head out. And he's like, what is going on here? And he said, your clothes are over here. You can come get them. And then, Yeah. And I mean, we just got so many, and I had spent so long of my life thinking about those moments and how it was like so detrimental. Like, like I was so afraid of everybody, and I was so afraid of telling the facts about what had happened. There was this huge police investigation going on about it. He bails. He was coaching a track meet. This guy bails, has people go empty out his house. He goes down to St. Louis, or somewhere down in St. Louis where the water, the Ozarks, somewhere down there where the water is.
Where the water in Missouri,
but or somewhere else, like that's where people thought. And people never found him. And that investigation went on, and like there was so much speculation. I think people know where he is now, but the investigation just died. And there's so many people that this has happened to and have been affected by this. But when I was 20 years old, I was competing in powerlifting at this point. Maybe I was 20. Would have been 21. And I was really a jacked dude with a lot of self-confidence. I didn't chew yet at that point in my life, so my teeth looked great. Everybody wanted to, take a peek down my pants. Yeah. I was a babe. Yeah. But I went to go watch my buddy at a bodybuilding show. He was competing. Mm-hmm. And as I was there, and he was a year younger than me in school, I turned my head and saw the guy. He was there taking pictures of my buddy on stage, and he saw me and he walked out. And I can tell you what I did. It regrets me every day of my life. I froze. I froze. I was so afraid. I was so scared. There's nothing I could do.
You just turned back into that little kid.
Yep, I sure did, and I couldn't get out of that moment.
Yeah. Jeez.
I've changed now. I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that same guy anymore.
Yeah, if you saw him now, it'd be a lot different. Yeah.
Yes, it would be. But it would, what scares me is the fact that dude's out there. What's he
Yeah.
doing? Who's he?
Yeah.
To who? Yeah, and that stems from a lot of the stuff, man. I don't know. I wonder if my childhood would have been so much more different if I could have just talked about it.
When did you finally open up and talk about that to someone else?
So the very first time was I was going through a complete chaotic anxiety attack, all this stuff. I was getting a divorce. And it was
You're young.
Yeah, very young. And I didn't want to get married. It was all wrong, and I knew everything was wrong. And I was miserable, and I didn't have a voice. And then boom, I lost powerlifting from that injury. And so I'm getting a divorce. I've lost my identity, everything. And I'm got in an argument with my ex, and I was ready to just call it quits. I mean, I did the whole shebang. I just had the gun in my hand and I was ready to go. I was miserable, man. I was so sad, and it seemed like there was no avenue out, other than
You were just in this dark hole.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so then she had made me. At that point I was a zombie. I would just stare at the wall.
Were you medicated at this time?
Right. This is when I got medicated.
Okay.
So they start giving me Xanax and depression medications, and they really start messing me up. And then my ex is telling people that I'm a schizophrenic, telling the doctors that I'm schizophrenic and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I just want to get away from you. I said that to the doctor there, that they didn't give me this schizophrenia medication because they heard me say that.
Yeah. Good.
And then, but the medication started messing with me along the way. I used to so when they put me on this stuff called Latuda, and you'll find Latuda if it's something like this. Have you ever needed something for anxiety and depression? Visit Latuda. Side effects of Latuda are scratching tables, bleeding buttholes, falling out of one eyeball, loss of hair. The big long
Huge
commercial.
list, yeah.
Well, I got some really bad side effects from it. I used to lay there and shake, I would claw through wood like a dinner table in a meal. My fingers would be all bloody. I got more depressed, more suicidal. And one day, I just quit taking it all. I literally just went, no, I'm not taking the Xanax. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. But they would give me, Timmery used to give me these medications because it went on into me and her's relationship, the tail end of that with the beginning of me and Timmery. And it went into the tail end of that. So I wanted to be off this stuff. I wanted to start me and Timmery, our relationship to flourish, and it wasn't doing that at all. It was just miserable. One time I was laying there and I was like, I just think I gotta go. I don't have this. I'm not a human anymore. I've got nothing. Everybody hates me because the way I broke up with my ex. Everybody doesn't like me anymore because the only thing I was known for was powerlifting. And I was just all the way
Lost your identity, you felt like.
falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long have you and Timmery been together?
It'll be 5 years. We'll be married for 5 years.
Married for 5 years.
On the 27th of this month.
Awesome.
Yeah. She's been the most amazing thing. But I looked at her at one point and I said, it's just a matter of time. She just held me, and then I went to the lake. And one time, this was probably the worst. There was one time where I just fell out of the car, dude. I was just so messed up. And I just opened the door right by Camden going like 60. I was in the passenger seat and I just threw myself out. And I flopped around, like a fish and swirled and did all this. Got some road rash and shit. I got up, got in the car, and I went, I can't even get this fucking right. And I was like, I'm such a mess. I hung myself over the lake. The tree branch fell in the lake, and that's where Timmy found me. And that day changed my life. Tree branch falls in. I'm tied up by a belt around, so I am tight.
Yeah.
And whole thing breaks, sturdy branch, but I'm laying in the water when she finds me. And it was like a long time. I was laying there. My hands were pruny as shit. Would have felt real good right then. It would have felt like somebody else's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I feel you.
But she pulled me out and laid
Did
there.
the branch like hit you in the head or anything?
Nah, hit me in the back as it fell in the water. But we laid there, and we just were like, she just looked at me and she said, "People love you. You don't realize this, but people love you. These kids, they love you. I love you. You have people who care." And I just kind of went like giving up on everybody. But in that moment, man, it felt so different because like, look at this, like within 1 second that could have went different and I would have been done.
Mm-hmm.
And then those people who did love me, man, like what a terrible way to just not even say goodbye. And then nobody was chasing me after that day. I went cold turkey. That was the actual day I went cold turkey on the medication.
On the meds, yeah.
And then never had another episode. I have like panicky episodes, but I never have those like thoughts of like I need to be off this world. I look at myself all the time and just I'm sad or miserable or thinking like, what have I done with my life? Normal thoughts of,
I should be further. I should be.
Yeah, when I was 18, I thought that I would be president. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
even though that's not even possible.
yeah. No, I got 10 more years or whatever. Well, actually, I got 9
You
years.
You 35.
Do I get? Wait, what? You got to be 35. I thought it was 44
To be president?
or 40.
I thought it was 35. I don't know.
All right. Hey, Jamie, can you Google?
Yeah, Jamie.
Get the Google.
Where's our guy?
Dude, this is a sick studio, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like this a lot.
Yeah, it's fucking great, dude. They put it. Dude, it's so well soundproof. It's great.
I know. It sounds way better than my dogs barking in the background of mine. Or the sound of me spilling something. Yeah.
Your sound quality is solid, though, too, man. I mean, for a home setup, like, you can't get much better than what you have going on.
Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful.
How's that new computer?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It is so crazy how a computer like that can cut back on so much time. Like, it really is. I used to spend, like, I just exporting things. It was taking hours worth. Yeah, so this is way faster.
Stuff like that. Yeah, that's awesome. So you said the anxiety, and then the anxiety and depression sounds like it went hand in hand.
Oh yeah, it
usually does.
Really couldn't even tell the difference which was which, who was showing their face that day. I know I had a little bit of bipolar-ish to me, but that's one thing you don't ever want to get like diagnosed is bipolar, because there's a lot of like restrictions.
When you're not bipolar, it's pretty. For a while there, they tried to. That was my first diagnosis, which was wrong. It was, I don't know if it was like the flavor of the week or what the fucking or what, which I think was a thing and still probably is a thing for some psychiatrists. But when I was younger and I started, things were starting to get weird. That puberty age, that 13, 14 age, where just things are already weird anyway, and I just started getting real obsessive about things and freaking out about things and a lot of anxiety, and and then one of the first doctor was like within 15 minutes was like, yeah, he's bipolar, and my parents are like, nah. Because my mom knows, I mean, she has family members that are bipolar, and she's like, I know what it's like, and no, this is something different. And it turned out I went to another doctor, and many other doctors and many other psychiatrists since have all been like, yeah, you have OCD. Like, yeah, it's pretty.
So sometimes I feel like well, autism's a really like popular thing. Like
Yeah, that's one I've heard about a lot lately.
there's a lot of forms of autism, you
Yeah.
know, and if
Which
you
I
look
didn't know
down,
that when I was younger at
yeah,
all.
if you look down the list, man, it's hard not to find something, but there's like a lot of signs that can you kind of look at it and you're like, I know that something is a little bit weird about me, and
Yeah.
you know, maybe I don't want to be like an online doctor, but like looking at this, I think a lot about much I spend thinking about how much people like me, or is everybody. I'm still worried right now about everybody at my party, my birthday party last weekend. I'm still worried if everybody's mad at me. And everybody had a blast, and
Yeah.
nothing bad happened at all.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like everybody leaves, and I wonder if they like me. And I wonder, you know, are they driving home being like, God, dude, could we have left earlier? Like this
yeah.
guy's a piece of shit, or just whatever. So I don't know. But then there's some times where I just feel so loved in the world. You know, like
Oh yeah.
you know, you're just that most relaxed, and you're not worried about your friendships. You're not worried about your relationships. You're feeling like you're doing it all right in life.
Yeah, that moment of being content. It doesn't happen as much as I want it to, but it does happen, and you're just like, I know I'm loved, I know I'm cared for. And then there's those other days where it's like, I don't get to the extremes anymore, like I have in the past, like where I worry about like, you know, nobody likes me, da 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 da. I do worry about, you know, certain people being not authentic about it, like accepting compliments is hard for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, are they just saying, you know, these things to be nice to me? Or are they saying them because they actually mean them?
So you probably thought that when I said you looked jacked on stage the other day.
No, actually, I've been told that before, so I accepted that compliment.
I love Stray Jacked, dude.
Stray jacked. Yeah.
Or Stray Jacked 3D pre-workout. Do you remember that stuff?
No,
Oh, yeah, that was probably. Well, yeah. How old are you?
32.
Oh, that's right in our prime time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack 3D. And but then
Is there infomercials and stuff for it?
oh no, it was like one of the most pre-workout supplements.
Okay.
And but then they like had traced it. There was like I don't know, like speed essentially in it. That's why you were just killing yourself,
There's
just
some meth in there.
taking. Yeah, and I used to take them and like just do spoonfuls, like massive spoonfuls, and then just put a little bit of water in my mouth, go and swallow it down. But one time I had done like 4. Okay, so I was drinking liquid Viagra for a while.
Ooh.
And what it did was it would pump you up so much. I was 5'7", 265 pounds of 8% body fat, if not less. Like I was huge. And so I like pre-workouts aren't working anymore. I'm so, you know, it was like
better stuff.
yeah. And so I started taking liquid Viagra, and dude, I was like Wolverine when he gets out of the water, dude. But the only thing is I had to be lifting, otherwise the other boy was coming up.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was
And
like,
it happens fast, dude. It's like when you have a balloon and you squish one side and, you know, it's empty, there's no air in it, and this other side's big, or you go right back down. It's right back wiener or chest and arms, dude. It was crazy.
that is crazy. I've never heard of I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Want to try it sometime?
Not really. What kind of?
Yeah. It was actually liquid Cialis. Sorry, I didn't. Viagra doesn't get that ad.
They don't get that plug. Yeah. This is not sponsored by Viagra.
But if it wants to be,
If it wants to be, I'll take the money for sure.
What would be your perfect Viagra commercial? How would you play it out?
Oh my God. That's a great question because I feel like it would be, I would use a younger guy and not an older guy.
Yeah, like how old?
Throw him off.
4, 5?
Not that young.
No, I thought
Younger man.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
it's a child. Just completely throw people off. No, like somebody like that's like 30 and he's just like he's like super drunk and has a little bit too much whiskey.
Okay, yeah. What kind of whiskey?
Oh, he's definitely on some like, I've been out of the drinking game for a while, so I'm trying to think.
Okay, he's drinking Fireball.
Yeah, he's drinking Fireball.
All right, I'm picturing it.
And then he's just he's struggling. He brings a girl home at like 2 a.m. You know, a buzzer beater.
Oh yeah.
And he just is not performing. And then all of a sudden she's like, well, I just heard about this new prescription or this new supplement that I just found out about, and you should try one of these. And then he just has the best night of his life.
Damn, you like just did it like the way they do it though. You just made the commercial like how they do make the commercial.
I went to school for marketing, man.
I pictured a commercial I've already seen, bro.
Yeah. Well, except for it's Whiskey Dick, but
oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that does add a little jazz to it.
Or do you have problems after drinking whiskey?
Oh yeah, I like that. That's a good start.
Cater to that market.
Yeah. Because then everybody who likes drinking whiskey, they're eyes are popping, and so is something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they're missing out on that market. They're just, the old guys, obviously, that's where they started, and most of those guys are that's probably their main demographic. But you gotta.
When you were back when you did drink, did you ever have whiskey dick?
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's an awful thing, isn't it? Because it seems like it should be the time you're performing at your best.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not.
Yeah, definitely happened to me. It was, and then the girl always thinks it's their fault.
What's the longest you've ever had sex for?
Oh, at least an hour or two.
Do you like that?
No.
Yeah, I think psychopaths like that.
That's too much. It's like,
what's your good time frame?
I would say like 15, 20 minutes.
I think if you're really wanting to be passionate and you're like really
and if
slow
my parents
play
are
things,
listening to me, I'd never had sex before, so I'm just speculating. I know, I'm joking.
Oh, dude, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, okay, never mind.
I grew up Catholic, so
Okay, I didn't know if we talked about that on here.
No,
if we were allowed to.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah. So since you've never done it, I would say that
I would imagine if I did.
Yes, yeah, I like that. So I would say probably 15 to 20 is a good area, 25 minutes if you're going to put some candle wax on me, and then a half hour if you're going to if you're going to shave me after we're done or something, or if you're going to get me a towel, just
if you're going to get real intimate.
Yeah. If there's oil involved in some way, or like another person's hair, possibly. Yeah. Or another person's body fluids, there's a lot of scenarios out there. Yeah.
We could go way out of
because if we got multiple people in the room, I would say that you're gonna have to at least add a half hour for each person in the room. So it depends,
Yeah, you'd have to have at least a 6-pack of Gatorade in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, liquid IV. Yeah.
Liquid IV.
Yeah,
that stuff's not bad though. It works well. I don't like the taste of it though. I've tried it, the liquid IV stuff.
Yeah, I'm a Pedialyte guy.
Pedialyte guy.
Yeah.
Gatorade's trying to get in that game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Trying to compete with Pedialyte. Smart.
Yeah,
Pedialyte. I think it tastes terrible. I don't like the taste of Pedialyte.
It just tastes like syrup.
Yeah.
And it's way too expensive, man. It's it's insanely expensive. It's like $8 or something like that for one of those normal little things now.
Really?
Yeah. They're trying to make babies even more expensive. Yeah. I don't know.
Jeez.
What were we talking about?
Well,
the women in the room. Yeah, let's get back to it. No, I'm kidding.
Let's switch back to. I want to talk about the bodybuilding thing, because how did you get into that world? Like, what sparked that idea? Where you're like, this is what I want to do.
When I was a kid, I was always a good athlete, but I didn't care about being a good athlete.
Gotcha.
I could have very easily not played football and been happy. But I was a good athlete. So yeah. As I grew up, I continued to play football, ran track, or played some baseball and stuff like that. And I was good at football, and I continued to get better. But I always was good in the weight room. So I was, I'm still the same height as I was when I was a freshman in high school, 5'7". But I was like 160 pounds my freshman year, and when I graduated, I was 210. And I was just hitting weights nonstop. So I liked that, but it made me more of a target for bullies in high school. It really did. Oh, you think you're a superstar athlete? And then they'd smack me or hit me, do shit like that. And I wasn't I was a kid that I would never defend myself. And I grew up that way so much. So then I kind of me and one of my buddies, we just got together and we started Like we had this idea, and we have this goofy video that we did day one. We're 205 pounds. Well, we started going to the gym 5 a.m. Then we go to the gym at 4 p.m. and we were just doing it twice a day, but we were eating so much. Like I'd spend like $10 a day on food. He'd spend $10 a day on food. We'd make it into one meal, and we were eating like 10 eggs, piles of meat. I was eating a Jack's pizza every single night before I went to bed, and a container of cottage cheese, just over excessive. And we started getting bigger and bigger. And I just kept ballooning up. And then our deadlifts were like 500 pounds, but then they were 6. And we started getting this powerlifting world, like real hardcore, started training with people like Pete Rubish, the Lily Bridges, some of the biggest powerlifters in the world, Ed Cohen, Ernie France, and stuff like that. And so I started doing that, like getting really into it. Now the numbers are I'm training with all these great people. They're in the 800s. The most I ever hit was an 805-pound deadlift. But like, it was just so addictive, and it gave me a voice of reason, because when I was lifting, there was nothing else in the world like, and I was the strongest guy. So I just felt like I had power everywhere I kind of went, even though I was still this vulnerable ass dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't like one of those guys. You don't seem like somebody that ever like was really in. You said like people would like antagonize you and like try to like start crap with you, but you never really been a person to fight anyone.
I mean, there was a period where I lost that
go through that phase
fear. So I threw one punch when I was in high school. I threw one real punch, and it was at this kid, and I hit him square in the head. I hit him right in the top of the cheek, and I hit him so hard that his head smacked this tree behind him. I mean, he went a solid 2 feet back, and then he blacked out, and he was laying on the ground, and he wasn't moving. And I was holding him in my fucking arms, begging for this kid to wake up. And like, he did. And this kid thought I was the worst, biggest piece of shit for what I had done. And actually just 2 or 3 years ago, I had reached out to this kid and I said, I know what I did that day, and I want to just apologize to you for what I did. I'm a grown man, and I can look at that situation and it makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
I don't know if you care or not, but I wanted to apologize to you. And he was like, it's never actually bugged me. He goes, but that was some of the worst days of my entire life, and you just made them worse, man. Like, you knew you were going to beat me up. Of course you were going to beat me up. You were 50 pounds bigger than me. And he goes, you apologizing to me? He goes, because I've always wanted to have resentment towards you, your podcast, or your stand-up. And he goes, but I love it. He goes, I think you're so great, man. And I know that you're not that guy. I want to
hate you.
Yeah, he's like, I know you're not that guy who bullied. I wasn't a bully, but there was, we have certain scenarios where you can get away with bullying somebody real easy because they're not as strong as you, or yeah.
So you went through that phase where you were like, just pick it. Was he a little guy?
Yeah, he was a little guy. So the next time I had ever gotten to a fight after that was
that doesn't sound like a fight at all. That was just a
yeah. But when I was working I worked at the prison for 7 years,
Ooh.
East Moline and Galesburg.
Okay.
And there was a lot of things that went down, but they always knew, like, go ahead and send Shayne in or whatever, grab him and pull him. Like, nobody's gonna be stronger than me. And then you got some guys that tested you and stuff, which I was always trying to be really nice and respectful of everybody. Like, I'm not there to judge anybody. So a judge judged you, or you did something.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's not me.
Yeah.
And so, but there was some times where things got bad or things got weird. And I got scared because of how strong I was. Like, that I could really hurt somebody.
Yeah. Really damage somebody.
So I tackled this one inmate. He was beating the shit out of a sergeant, and I grabbed him. I just came in a dead sprint, and I grabbed him, jumped in the air, and turned and just put nothing but pure, like, hardcore shoulder into his chest. I broke 3 of his ribs. Yeah, just off that hit alone, and then he was just on the ground. But it made me kind of scared a little bit. because but I didn't like. I don't like confrontation like that.
Yeah,
I just want to talk. Like that's why when I got older, I learned, like, as I was getting older, I was like, dude, I just got to talk to everybody and see everything through. I was not the same person I am now. Like, because I love to talk to people. I love to get to know people and see inside of them, understand their past and present history, whatever.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that guy for a really long time. I was a mad guy. I was a sad guy. But now
Closed off.
yeah, I didn't have friends. I had people that I called my friend, but people that didn't know anything about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let that consume me so much that when I realized that I had, like, a couple of my friends, like, I realized you are what I just didn't realize I needed, but I found my friends, other than one person, all of my friends are from, like, within the past 5 years. Yeah, like, I mean, actually 2 people. I have no connection with anybody that I had in my powerlifting life. I have no connection with anybody I had with when I was married the first time. I have no connections from that. I mean, there's a couple, very seldom few, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that as well. I mean, I kind of feel like when it comes to, like, old friends and old people I hung out with, I feel like they'll always be my friend, and, like, and I like to leave that door open or at least cracked open, just in case, they need somebody to talk to, or, somebody to reach out to. I always want to make sure that's always open. I don't have very many people that I'm like, I don't ever want to hear from you again. I have a few of those. Everybody does, of course. But I don't wish any harm on them, or, of course. I've learned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because holding on to resentments and that kind of stuff just makes you worse off at the end. I mean, it holds you back.
Yeah. I felt like when I had posted that episode about when I was molested as a kid, when I posted that thing, it was on Black Friday 2 years ago. Because I told my
Was
wife.
that a solo episode? Just you?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It's called My Untold Story on there. If anybody cares to listen to it or whatever. But that I thought that day every single person was going to just. It was just going to be, Shayne, you're a liar, or like. Yeah,
Or you're playing victim, or
yes, or anything like that. I'd spent so much of my life waiting for that moment, that what I got back was love from a lot of people, and a lot of
people sharing their stuff,
and then people opening up, not even just about the same guy, but some, like, I got some women talking about abuse that they had or things that had happened to them by family members, by by friends, by siblings.
Did your parents know about this ever until you talked about it 2 years ago?
When my ex had told my parents about it, it was that was just one of the worst days ever, because they just made it so much worse. It was like no one could hear me at that moment. Like it was. I don't know. Yeah, I just got lost. This is one of the toughest areas that I struggled with, because it always seemed like it was about everybody else other than me. Like, oh, wow, we let this happen in our house. Like, it wasn't, how are you feeling, Shayne? Or what's going on? Like, what was it like to live like that? Like, oh my gosh.
It was more like, how will we let this happen? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I struggled that a lot, because it was one of the toughest things I ever did, was like talk about this thing. And that just made it a mess. So then I didn't ever want to talk about it again. And then when me and Timmery were together, and I'd moved past a lot of these areas that were really hard for me in my childhood, that's when I was like, you know what, maybe this one might help me too, like to talk about this one and get this out, and of course it was the biggest one. And I forever was changed that day as well. Like, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure that I have not been mad in 2 years and like 5 months or whatever since I posted that thing. I honestly don't. I hear people and understand them better now, because I sit there and think, what is this person possibly going through?
Yeah.
You know, like I meet somebody at Walmart and some guy goes, get out of my fucking way or whatever. And I'm like,
Ooh.
I don't know why we're in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. And then you go, you know what, maybe his wife died 3 years ago this day, you know, and I start to really understand it, evaluate, and wait and think. Yeah, I still say things like a dick or, you know,
You
like
don't take things personally.
yeah, but yeah, and even if I do, it's very easy to release it.
Yeah, yeah. I run across people all the time where it's like they're all pissy and, you know, I work in customer service, so I deal with it all the time, and I'm just like, man, what's really going on deep down? And, you know, I understand, and I have a lot more empathy than I used to, for sure.
Do you tell him to, like, when someone does that, do you tell him to listen to Modern Day Overthinker?
Yeah.
Because you should.
Start plugging the podcast.
Dude, plug it at the end of everything. You should have, like, if they text you or email you, put that, like, little blurb at the bottom so then they know.
Yeah, that'll be great when the quality teams listen to calls. They're like, we need to talk. Like, you can't be plugging your podcast, except for one of the quality people actually listens to the podcast. So,
oh hell yeah!
so
shout out.
So she'd be Bridget's awesome. She'd probably let that slide. But
one of my favorite adult film stars is Bridget the Midget.
Bridget the Midget.
Yeah, she actually went to prison last year. She stabbed her boyfriend in the thigh. That's real life. Yeah, I swear. But dude, I had a
full-size boyfriend.
Yeah, I had a big giant poster of her and Ron Jeremy behind me in my studio for the longest time. But then, you know, they both went to prison, so I was like, this is not
Jeremy's.
This is like the Monopoly corner right here in
For
my
her,
room.
it's like you can like be like, oh, okay, you can chalk that one up to some anger issues. But with Jeremy, I was like,
yeah.
That one's
Yeah.
It's too bad. All of our childhood heroes, man.
Yeah, they just falling apart. Dude. Yeah. Who's your favorite? Who was your childhood hero? Like your actual real life? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't need to be like a real person, I guess. If you thought that like Batman was your,
yeah, I would say, I don't know. There was a lot of I looked up to a lot of. I watched a lot of movies growing up, so I really liked, really looked up to Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler, like, you know, we both grew up in that era of Adam Sandler movies. Adam Sandler was just killing it, you know, Billy Madison, the Mr. Deeds,
I like to
Happy
smell your
Gilmore, just so many.
Yeah, that was a solid group of like people too that he had.
The group
with.
of guys too, yeah. But
a lot of heartbreak in that group, man. Tell you what, dude. Think about that.
Dude,
how strong?
Farley, oh my god.
Think about how strong their friendships had to be. Like all the things that these guys like. Man, and like, or like even not even I guess Farley, you know, David Spade and Rob Schneider and all that group. It's a lot like, you know, you look at the old school. Did you ever watch the documentary on the Comedy Store that came out not so long ago?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's so good. But that whole group that grew up together, man, they were just watching each other die, dude. Like, I mean, they were all getting coked up. They were all getting, I mean, whatever they could get their hands on. They tell stories of like Freddie Prinze going to kill people that was funnier than him. Like that night he went and shot arrows into this guy's door because somebody was, a bigger star than he was. But they all, I mean, imagine that every single night for years and you're making all of this money, these groups of people. Like, what do you, I don't know, you know, like, could you imagine living a life like that?
Yeah. Well, I've done some weird stuff, but not that. I don't want to imagine that. If I would have had money during the time where I was partying the way I was, it would have been that bad.
Yeah, you think it would have been the end of you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, I was broke like all the time. Otherwise, things would have gotten way out of control. Even more out of control than they did. But I mean, I didn't really look up to celebrities that much. I like really respected that. I was a big, I love David Spade because Joe Dirt's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh yeah, that's good
I
stuff.
fucking love Joe Dirt, man, because it was like a comedy, but it was also had like a wholesome like vibe to it.
Yeah, oh yeah, this whole storyline.
Yeah, it was like the underdog, man. I love underdog stories. And I really looked up to, my dad was and especially now, like I think back on it with my dad, like him and his business partner started a business basically out of our garage and grew it into a huge business, and he was able to retire in his early 50s. It's just insane. But he not only was able to do that, he coached Little League and was like at every sporting event, and he was always there. Like he's like poster child or poster dad. Like, obviously, no, he wasn't perfect by any means. There were some times where we butted heads, and we still do sometimes on certain things that we don't agree about. But that was probably somebody I looked up to the most. And then my grandma, man. My grandma is still to this day, like, it's like I try to find things. It's hard for me to find something wrong with my grandma that I have. She's like, it sounds really weird to say because it's like kind of gross. It's like, but she set the standard very high for as far as like what a wife should be like.
Oh yeah,
she set the bar high, man. Like my grandma was like I don't know. She was just like, I don't know what it was. She's a retired ER nurse, so she was just like dealt with like the worst of the worst situations, and she just has a good outlook on life, and I have a lot of respect for her. And yeah, and it's been strange because my grandpa passed away a little over a year ago, and that was like not her job, but that was like her main thing, was taking care of him because he had some health problems, and now she's got all this time like to herself, and she's like, it's like I kick myself. I'm like, you need to go visit her more. You need to go see her more.
You do, yeah.
I absolutely
take advantage of that.
I absolutely do, and I talked to her about it last time. She's like, I get it. I understand you're busy, and like I'm just I'm happy to be present, like when I am there and I'm at holidays and things like that, because I'm not using any drugs or drinking or doing anything like that. I'm living in the present now. I don't live in the past anymore. There's sometimes where I dwell on it, but it doesn't last as long as it used to. I'm not waiting for something to happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's things I look forward to, but it's like I can actually live in the present and enjoy my time with my family and my friends now, and I couldn't do that for the longest time.
Yeah, I envy that, and I'm kind of jealous of that because I never had grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, nothing. Not
You didn't have a relationship with any of them, or you just didn't have them?
yeah, I had an uncle who killed himself.
Same. Yeah, that really.
Yeah, and that was pretty awful scenario the way that one went down. But like I always wanted to, like, dude, I want a grandma's love. I want a grandma's cookie. Damn, dude, I want some peanut brittle. Like, I want to go put my grandma's nightcap on and go smack people with her cane.
Yeah.
But I never had no grandma. Yeah, like when we got to, I think I was probably 4 or 5 when my grandma died. So, and that was the last I had. Everybody else was gone too. I had nobody else. But that sucked, dude. All these kids are getting presents from grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, all this stuff. I was getting no presents. I wasn't even getting presents at home.
So what's your relationship with your parents like now?
Working on it. Some good days, some bad days. Working on it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm always ready. But I have a great.
Did they have you young?
No, I don't think so. Not very. But I mean, I have a really strong relationship with with Timmery's parents as well, though.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's really cool because they have the big family that gets together and no one's fighting with each other. And like, so if I go over to my parents' house and my sister come over, like we hate each other. Like my older sister, me and my younger sister get along, but me and my older sister, man, we hate each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten. Me and my younger sister used to, when we were younger. Oh man, we got into a lot. Now we're like super cool. And she actually, yeah, we help each other out a lot. Like if somebody, like we both have cats, so it's just low maintenance. But we go out of town, we got to make sure they check the water, check the food, but make sure they're still alive. It's not like dogs; you have to let them out and stuff like that. But she always checks on my cat. I make sure I check on. She's got 2 cats, so making sure I check. Because I was out of town this weekend. She checked on.
How many cats is too many cats?
I think over 2 is too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
They fill up the litter pan fast that way.
Oh my god, they fill it up. My cat fills it up. Dude, she shits all the time. She's always pooping.
Do you live in a house, apartment?
House. I have a 2-bedroom house. The thing about it is her litter box is in the basement, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. So sometimes I don't clean it. I do not clean it as often as I should.
Yeah.
Because I'm not smelling it because it's downstairs.
But you got to remember, it still smells down there.
Yeah. Always down there.
Yeah, but when the cat goes down there, they have to smell it. No, hey, Dad, clean this shit up, dude.
Yeah, I know. She doesn't speak up though. I mean,
but dude, the side work that she does, the hustle, because man, dude, we got a mouse. We got a mouse right now, and I've tried to poison the shit out of this thing. I'm trying to find we've got like laser lights set up. We're trying to blow this thing to smithereens. He's messing with everything, and I'm like, we should just get a cat. Like, but we have all the dogs and the turtles, and we're like, the cat will probably eat the turtle for sure. We assume.
I don't know.
A swimming turtle?
Maybe.
Yeah, if he could get right in the top. I don't know, but maybe
he definitely mess with it.
But my dog's probably got like 5 years left before all 3 of them are probably passed and gone on. But so then the very first thing I'll do is I'm gonna get Bojangles, dude. We're gonna find him. We're gonna get him. Yeah, we're gonna get a cat just to catch this one mouse.
You named this mouse. How long have you been dealing with this mouse?
Well, the current situation's been going on for like I would say roughly 4 months.
Okay.
But we had a
You've
previous
had
a previous situation, other related family members, but we've never had a rat. So thank God But what they do is Matherville is just a country town. Mm-hmm. Well, when they chop down all the crops, when they harvest it or whatever, all those mice go running. They go running from the tractor, and then they get out of the country and. I mean, there's only one place to stay is, they get their way into people's houses. So a lot of people in Matherville get that problem right about the time they cut down the crops. Yeah.
So do they have a guy in town that you could call if you wanted to?
A guy to like come and handle the situation.
Yeah.
Like, are we talking like a Terminator? Like like a Terminex guy.
Terminator, exterminator.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Yeah, you play on words there. I really messed that one up. I dropped the ball on that.
Drop the ball on that one. Be a lot cooler title for sure. But exterminator sounds cool too.
They have a couple of firefighters, and I believe that they they do a lot of extensive training. So climbing up the ladders, holding the big hoses. So if they ever need it, I bet they could get the garden hose and pinpoint them out and drown them out. Something
drown
like
them
that.
Out. Waterboard.
But I do I'm so dumb because I accidentally kicked a rock at one point. Those little windows on the bottom of your house, like the storm windows.
Yeah.
And I cracked one.
Ooh.
And so there's this piece of glass in the corner that busted out. And so I'm so lazy that I took that piece of glass and put it right back perfectly where it should have been. And then I took 3 river rocks and stacked it up so it's pressed right against it, so holding the glass up. A mouse could easily fit behind that, or all of them could easily fit behind it.
Fucking have a field day.
Such a stupid idea.
Yeah.
But I should have just went out with some Gorilla Glue or anything else.
Yeah.
But
you're asking for trouble.
There's Cubs games on the TV. There's podcasts at it.
How many podcasts you doing a week now?
We're doing 2. We hadn't posted this previous week just because we had a mishap in recording one, and then we're just gonna wait till we had the 2 to upload again because it's really been working for us. So we have Ben Woodfield coming up.
Nice.
And
I love that guy.
Yeah. And so we'll be posting it
He's
again.
just a sweet man.
Oh man, when I talked to him, like we'd never shared one word.
Yeah.
Never even hello. But then when he came over to the house his first time, and we get to talking, man, and he was just a goofball and happy and silly and and a real genuine guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's only 22, 21.
Yeah, young, and he's got big aspirations and dreams of moving to Hollywood, and he's been writing he's got a screenwrite that he's pretty much done with.
Yeah, he went to school. He's an English major. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Does that correlate with writing movies, being an English major? Do they do stuff? Sure. Do they do like screenwrites and stuff like that?
I don't know. I was a business major, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah. I don't. Yeah, but I really think that me and him made a verbal agreement that if he makes a movie, I get to be at least an extra in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because I got to be an extra in a movie recently, and
yeah, how was that?
Fun, amazingly fun.
Was it just a day's work?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had a $10,000 budget the first time they made the movie. It was called The Killer Piñata. And it was on Amazon Prime, and I watched this, and it is just an obnoxious movie. It's like completely pointless.
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah,
okay.
It's like a funny.
Yeah,
but it got like this big cult following, and people love this movie. So now they went from like a $10,000 budget to like a $100,000 budget, and like they had sound guys, and I mean the whole works. And we were just shooting like this office scene, where somebody like breaks in or something, and so I got some lines though, and
nice.
And it was cool to meet everybody there, and like they were really excited to have me on set, and yeah, it was fun.
You get killed?
I do not get killed.
No spoilers.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Oh,
yeah,
that's all right.
Because it's a really big film. It'll be coming out in October on Amazon Prime.
Nice, that'd be awesome.
It's not really a big film, but like
no, it's a film that's. Yeah, that's really cool though.
And so we're gonna have a viewing party, and bro, you got to come to it.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna get a giant projector in the backyard, and it'll be in October, so it's gonna be like nice and Halloweeny.
Oh yeah.
And we're just gonna set it up like a movie theater outside, all for this stupid like 2 minutes that I'm gonna do in it. But hopefully everybody doesn't leave because they think the movie's awful. They just don't understand why people like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know? As far as like what part of the movie is it, like in the middle?
I believe it's right in the middle, but I think that my line is actually going to be in the trailer of the movie.
Ooh, yes. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully that trailer at least gets, I would hope that it'll probably get more views than the movie itself, but I'm gonna milk the shit out of it. It's gonna be on my Instagram every day.
You have to.
Facebook story. And yeah,
create an IMDb.
Yeah, oh yeah. I told Simri to do it for me, and she said, "I will," but like, I was like, "Can I put host a Shot 30 podcast on there? Like, I really want to look like a somebody right now."
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, I saw that Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino, they host the Bad Friends podcast, but they put that on their IMDb.
They already had one though, maybe.
Yeah, well, they were already like way famous, so
you have to be established first. I don't know what the rules are for that. Oh man, what time is it? He's probably gonna kick me out pretty soon. What else should we cover real quick before he charges me for another hour?
We can wrap it up right now. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to keep the episodes a little bit shorter because I keep going off. You know how it goes.
We're at 116 over here, so
116, about an hour. That's
garbage.
solid.
Yeah.
15 minutes is like we were just kind of shooting shit.
Oh yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah. So we can cut that. But yeah, man. I'm glad we were able to finally make this happen. And yeah, so tell us what's going on with Shot 30. Tell us how to find you. Do your little plug.
All right. When will this episode be up?
I'm hoping I might be able to get it up either tonight or tomorrow. So.
Oh shit. Okay. So May 7th, we have Mary Quite Contrary's House of Burlesque. I'll be the comedian for the night, and that is at the Spotlight Theater. You check that out with Spotlight Theaters. Rock Island is it Dev?
I've actually never been at the Spotlight Theater, so I don't know.
Shit, I can't remember which one it is. It's a beautiful theater. But yeah, come check out some girls get undressed and some comedy, and you'll absolutely love it. They're all beautiful and perfect. Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube, all those things. We got a live show that'll be coming up here soon, so check that out.
Yeah. You were talking to me about that.
Yeah. And I would love you to be a guest on that as well. That'll be
sure.
fun. We're just in a little bit of a hiccup before we get things started. So,
Okay.
yeah. And, yeah, come out to the just shows. We got shows. Everybody's got shows all over the place. Come out to those. And hey, this host over here, he's an absolute great host, and he's a great comedian. I love watching your work, buddy. You're awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right.
And boom.